Imagine waking up tomorrow morning. The Straits Times Index is down 18%. DBS has fallen from $66 to around $40. OCBC and UOB are down 15 to 20%. Quality REITs like CICT, Mapletree Industrial Trust, CapitaLand Ascendas REIT, and Fraser's Centrepoint Trust are trading at prices not seen for several years. The headlines are everywhere. Market panic. Billions wiped out. Investors fear more losses ahead. Most investors would panic. But here's something that may surprise you. Some of the smartest investors in the world quietly welcome market crashes. Not because they enjoy seeing their portfolio fall. Not because they know exactly when the market will recover. But because they understand something that most investors don't. Market crashes are often when long-term wealth is built. Today, I'd like to share the investing philosophy inspired by Charlie Munger and explain why many experienced Singapore income investors don't just survive market crashes. They prepare for them. More importantly, I'll show you how this mindset can potentially help you build higher passive income from Singapore banks, REITs, and quality dividend stocks over time. Before we begin, I'd like to make one important disclaimer. This video is for educational and informational purposes only. It reflects general investing principles inspired by Charlie Munger and should not be regarded as financial advice or a recommendation to buy, sell, or hold any particular security. The companies mentioned are used purely as examples to illustrate investment concepts. All investments involve risk, including the possible loss of capital and reductions in dividend income. Please conduct your own research and consider seeking advice from a licensed financial advisor if appropriate before making any investment decisions. Chapter 1. The next market crash. Isn't a surprise. Every few years, the market reminds us that investing isn't a straight line. We've lived through the Asian financial crisis, the global financial crisis, COVID-19, the inflation shock, and rapid interest rate hikes. Every time, the headlines made it sound like things would never recover. Yet today, DBS, OCBC, and UOB remain among Singapore's largest and most profitable banks. Many quality REITs have also continued operating through multiple market cycles, although their performance has differed across sectors and economic conditions. Charlie Munger believed something very simple. Don't spend your life trying to predict the next crash. Spend your time preparing for it. That's a completely different mindset. Instead of asking, when will the next market crash happen? Ask yourself, if DBS, OCBC, UOB, or my favorite REIT fell another 20% tomorrow, would I panic? Or would I already know exactly what I want to do? That single question separates investors from speculators. The investors who usually come out stronger aren't the ones who accurately predict every market correction. They're the ones who prepare long before everyone else starts panicking. Chapter 2. Why smart investors keep an opportunity fund. Let's be honest. Holding cash isn't exactly exciting. When markets keep rising, cash can really feel like dead money. You see others celebrating their gains and you start wondering, should I invest everything now? But you know, the smartest investor would probably ask a different question. What happens if your favorite investments suddenly become much cheaper? Imagine this for a moment. DBS falls from $66 to $40. OCBC and UOB start trading at much more attractive valuations. CICT offers a higher dividend yield because its unit price has fallen. Mapletree Industrial Trust, CapitaLand Ascendas REIT, and Fraser's Centrepoint Trust are trading well below where they were just months ago. Would you have funds ready to act? If you've invested every dollar, you might just end up watching those opportunities pass by. But if you've set aside an opportunity fund, whether it's in cash, Singapore savings bonds, treasury bills, or even money market funds, you have the flexibility to buy when quality assets become more attractively valued. There's really no magic percentage here. A retiree may need a larger buffer than someone who's still working. The goal isn't about predicting the next market crash. The goal is to be financially prepared when opportunity eventually knocks. Chapter 3. Build your shopping list before you need it. One of Charlie Munger's greatest lessons is this: a market crash is a time for execution, not a time for research. When markets are falling sharply, fear can easily take over. That's exactly why your preparation should begin long before the next correction. Ask yourself today, if quality companies became significantly cheaper tomorrow, what would I want to own for the next 10 or 20 years? For many Singapore income investors, that list might include DBS, OCBC, UOB, CICT, Mapletree Industrial Trust, Capitaland Ascendas REIT, Fraser's Centrepoint Trust, or perhaps even a Singapore equity ETF. The important point isn't that everyone should buy the same investments. It's about understanding why each business deserves a place on your shopping list. Write down your target valuation, your target dividend yield, and how much you're prepared to invest. Then, when markets eventually become emotional, you won't need to make emotional decisions. You'll just follow your plan. Chapter 4. Cheap doesn't always mean good. This is where, honestly, many investors make costly mistakes. They assume the biggest losers automatically become the best bargains. But Charlie Munger famously said, "A wonderful business at a fair price is better than a fair business at a wonderful price." In other words, cheap doesn't always mean good. Imagine two investments both fall 50%. One continues generating healthy cash flow, has a strong balance sheet, and a resilient business model. The other is struggling with falling earnings, rising debt, and weakening fundamentals. Which one would you rather own for the next 10 or 20 years? For Singapore income investors, this is why many people focus on businesses with proven track records, like the local banks or well-managed REITs, while still evaluating whether their valuations are attractive. Remember, a lower share price doesn't automatically make an investment a bargain. The quality of the business still matters. Because over the long run, it's strong businesses that are more likely to continue creating value and supporting sustainable income for shareholders. Although, of course, outcomes are never guaranteed. Chapter 5. Don't chase the highest dividend. Market crashes don't just test investors, they also test businesses. Many Singapore investors naturally love dividends. So do I. But Charlie Munger would remind us that a high dividend yield means very little if it isn't sustainable. Instead of asking, which investment pays the highest yield? Ask, can this business continue paying dividends through difficult times? For banks, look at earnings, capital strength and dividend policy. For REITs, look at occupancy, rental growth, debt levels, debt maturity, and cash flow. A business with a sustainable 5% dividend may prove far more valuable over time than one offering 9% today, but later cutting its distributions. As income investors, our goal isn't to chase the highest yield. It's to build reliable and sustainable passive income over the long term. Chapter 6. You don't need to catch the bottom. One of the biggest investing myths is that you must buy at the perfect bottom. The truth is, nobody knows where the bottom is. Instead, focus on buying well, not perfectly. This is exactly why we prepared a shopping list earlier. You already know the businesses you want to own. You already know the valuations or dividend yields you're comfortable with. Now, you simply execute your plan. If DBS reaches your target valuation, buy some. If OCBC or UOB becomes even more attractively valued, consider adding gradually. The same principle applies to quality REITs like CICT, Mapletree Industrial Trust, Capitaland Ascendas REIT, or Fraser's Centrepoint Trust, provided your investment thesis remains intact. Buying in stages reduces the pressure to predict the perfect bottom and helps keep emotions out of the decision-making process. Today, it's also more accessible for many retail investors. With some Singapore-based platforms allowing odd lot size for higher-priced shares from 100 units to 10 units, investors can build positions in quality companies more gradually instead of committing a large lump sum all at once. Remember, successful investing isn't about perfect timing. It's about consistently making sensible decisions over many years. Chapter 7. Don't let borrowing decide your future. Charlie Munger repeatedly warned investors about leverage. Borrowing can, amplify gains, but it also amplifies losses. The biggest danger isn't just losing money, it's losing control. If markets fall sharply while you've borrowed to invest, well, you may be forced to sell quality businesses at exactly the wrong time. Imagine having to sell DBS, UOB, CICT, or your favorite REIT during a market panic. Not because you wanted to, but because you had no choice. That's the risk Charlie Munger wanted investors to avoid. The goal isn't to maximize returns every year. It's to stay financially strong enough to keep investing through every market cycle. Because you can't benefit from long-term compounding if you're forced out of the market. Chapter 8. Focus on cash flow, not daily prices. Here's where many experienced Singapore income investors think differently. Short-term traders focus on prices. Long-term income investors focus on cash flow. After all, your retirement expenses aren't paid by your portfolio value. They're paid by CPF LIFE, dividends, bond coupons, and interest income. That's why many investors aim to build multiple sources of retirement income instead of relying on just one. Of course, market prices still matter. But if quality businesses become more attractively valued during a market correction and continue generating sustainable cash flow, they may offer long-term opportunities to strengthen future passive income. That's why Charlie Munger focused on owning great businesses, not worrying about every daily price movement. For income investors, the goal isn't simply to become paper rich, it's to become cash flow rich. Chapter 9. Why smart investors don't fear market crashes. This is perhaps Charlie Munger's greatest lesson. Market crashes don't usually create wealth. They often transfer wealth, from impatient investors to patient investors, from emotional investors to disciplined investors, from people with no plan to people who prepared long before the headlines turned negative. That's why smart Singapore income investors don't secretly hope for market crashes because they enjoy seeing markets fall. They hope for opportunities, the opportunity to buy quality businesses at more attractive valuations that may strengthen their future passive income. Perhaps that's the biggest lesson Charlie Munger left us. Don't prepare for the market you hope will happen. Prepare for the market that eventually will. Because over the long run, wealth isn't built by predicting every market cycle. It's built by staying disciplined through every market cycle. Final thoughts. If I could summarize Charlie Munger's philosophy into one simple framework, it would be this. Don't predict. Prepare. Maintain an emergency fund. Build an opportunity fund. Create your shopping list before the market turns volatile. Focus on quality businesses rather than simply chasing the highest dividend yield. Buy gradually instead of trying to time the perfect bottom. And above all, stay invested for the long term. Because that's how compounding works. Remember, for most Singapore income investors, financial freedom isn't about owning the biggest portfolio. It's about building reliable cash flow that can support your lifestyle through CPF LIFE, dividends, bond coupons, and interest income. Our goal isn't simply to become paper rich. It's to become cash flow rich. The next market correction may feel uncomfortable, but if you've prepared well, it may also present opportunities to strengthen your future passive income. That perhaps is Charlie Munger's greatest lesson. Don't fear market corrections. Fear being unprepared for them. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to Wealth for You And turn on the notification bell so you won't miss future videos on investing, retirement, and passive income in Singapore. I'd also love to hear from you in the comments. Which Singapore investment is already on your market correction shopping list? DBS, OCBC, UOB, CICT, Mapletree Industrial Trust, CapitaLand Ascendas REIT, Fraser's Centrepoint Trust, or something else? Share your thoughts below. I'd love to hear your perspective. As always, thank you for watching. Take care, invest wisely, and I'll see you in the next video.